Hello, Internet. Hi, Sam. We're in Japan. It's Lily. It's been a while. Do you remember the last time you've been in one of these?
I don't think I've ever been in one of these.
I thought you have. I don't know. We made some during camp in 2020, I think.
I don't like to think about 2020.
It's 2025. The world's so much better now,
Yeah.
right? At least it's here better in Japan. Maybe. We're leaving tomorrow. I should have filmed this earlier, but I bullied Sam into making his video, so I had to make one. How was your first time in Japan, Amanda?
It was nice, yeah.
It's really good. And I'm glad I was able to see you before we
Yes.
left.
Me too.
But, yeah, no. So Henry's Diary, How to Adult. We were in Japan for 2 weeks, so I haven't been doing work stuff. We did Tokyo, we did Osaka, we did Kyoto, we did Kobe, and now Kumamoto. I'll go into more stuff later. It's really late. We're leaving at like 5 a.m. tomorrow, so we're gonna be fast. My question to Sam was about, like, what have you learned being a married person? I'm not married. I live with Amanda, but we're not married. But living with Amanda, I've learned compromises and communication is very important. How about you, Amanda?
Compromises, communication, continued conversation. Like, if we talk about something, sometimes it doesn't have to be over. We can, like, keep talking about it, and that's, like, really important.
Lily, live with your partner. Something you learned from living with them?
Oh, it's a hard question actually, because you've been gone the whole year. So, I guess I've learned that I am more of a dishwasher than a laundry person.
That's kind of like our dynamic.
Yeah, which one's which?
I would do,
Well,
laundry we do
usually-
separate, but like,
Yeah.
I will wash the dishes and you'll cook more.
I cook more, yeah.
I will do, that kind of cleanup thing.
I learned it's okay to go to bed at a different time than your partner too, because I'm more of a morning person and they're more of a late owl, and we
Yeah.
just
That's
do
the
our
same
own
with us,
thing,
just
yeah.
because Amanda has to like get up 2 hours earlier for work.
Yeah.
Yes. And then just like scheduling fun things to do together is like awesome. Like, we have a shared calendar, and that's helped a lot. So we can just be like, oh, this is all the stuff we have going on this month.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun
This
stuff
is
leading
fun
up to
stuff
the
that we
trip.
have like going on, and then like, oh, like, let's plan some more stuff. So yeah, that's been nice.
Nice.
Well, that was like a deep question. But Sam's question is just like, what's something that's made you feel really fucking old lately?
When the kid said I was born in 1900s
Ugh.
that I work with, like their older siblings and stuff, or they say like 26. Oh, that's old. Or they guess like my age, and they'll say like, oh, you're like, at first they guess 50, and you're like, no. Or they either guess like that you're like 16 or like 50. There's no like in between. So then once they get it, they're like, oh, but they're like, whoa, 26. And then I had like something of a kid said once that I was born in the 1900s, and I was like, wow, I hate that. Yuck.
Actually, yeah, I remember. Wait, no, there's a little bit more nuance to Sam's question, because he's like, what's something that you've like been like experiencing forever and it's changed, and that makes you feel old? Because he was talking about how there's a hockey announcer that like was like the hockey announcer for him and his dad's like entire life, and that guy's retiring. So like for me on this trip, I was talking with Nick, one of the people we went to Japan with, and he was like ranting about like, whenever anyone's a huge hater of One Piece, it's really funny. But now whenever anyone talks about like, isn't it over by now? Oh my god, it's the One Piece. We went to all the One Piece statues in Kumamoto today. It was great. But now I have to tell people, like, when they're like, isn't it over? I'm like, it's close. It's almost over. I've been watching One Piece for 15 years, and the fact that I have to actually say it might be over in like 3 years is like,
It's crazy.
wow, I'm freaking old. I've been following it since I was a child. And yeah, the fact that like One Piece is almost gone makes me feel really old and sad. Anything for you?
I don't know about like a long-term thing, but like I tried running recently. My knees hurt. And I was kind of
You're
Oh, my
not going to be an
body.
ultra marathoner?
Not like my father, no. But
Oh God.
otherwise, just like thinking about graduating or being 16 10 years ago sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about like some camp stuff, and yeah, like looking back all that time ago, it's like, I was talking about like or someone commented on Amanda's been posting about our journey on Facebook, in Japan, and someone posted about like, hey, you guys coming to camp? I'm like, I barely know, like, because I usually used to visit, but like, I don't know anyone who works at camp anymore. Like, there's like a few like eternal people, but I'm like, I'm not that close to any of them anymore. It's like, no, like, why would I go? I'd like
But
to
also
go.
kind of want to. It'd be nice.
I
If
always
it-
love to
yeah.
be at Lohican because I love the vibe. I know people well enough that it's fun to go, but it's not like, oh, Sam's working there, I'm gonna hang out with him for a few days and do some circus stuff. Now, like, well, like, Kimmy's still there, but I'm like, I'm not gonna hang out with Kimmy. Like,
I think also another thing I was thinking of is like cartoons, how they have different versions of like the same
like Teen
ones
Titans and stuff.
you would have watched, or like you're like, oh wait, oh no, that's not my Powerpuff Girls, or like that's not my
Yeah, like the 3D Fairly Odd Parents
That's not
and weird
my
stuff.
Fairly Odd Parents. Like that's made me feel like kind of old, or like when the kids talk about something that like you're like, oh yeah, like I used to watch. Oh, it's not the same thing.
Slang,
Not the
Disney
same
slang
thing.
words.
Oh God.
Slang words.
Kids these
That's
days.
confusing. I don't get as nearly as much of that because the kids I work with are
They're
like
too young.
much younger. Some older siblings like will use some stuff, but like, yeah, I'm really glad I don't have to deal with that on a daily basis.
It makes me feel really old. Alright, so now, though, I want to wrap this up and ask a question for Sam. So, we have been talking about making big decisions today. I think that's a good one. So, Sam, what do you do when you have to make a big decision? How do you weigh the different sides? Do you write it down? Like, what helps you come to a final decision on something? That's my question.
That's a good one.
See you soon, hopefully.
Bye, Sam.
I'm sorry we didn't get to
Bye,
really see much of
Internet.
Japan.
Yeah.
I'll zoom over. Look, it's Japan. Goodbye.